So we're jumping back into Jarnail Singh's testimony to the Post Office Horizon IT inquiry. And since the break, Jason Beer has detected that a lot of the answers have gone to I don't know or I don't recall, even when discussing emails that have now been presented before him. However, he is saying, well, there's the full context to this and it was a long time ago, so it's a struggle for me to remember now. But Jason Beer tries to hone down on was there a conscious decision not to disclose the material that Gareth Jenkins had raised regarding the lock-in issue, which seems to have been sent back to the post office in an email, but then lost from the trail of evidence. There is, however, confirmation of the Calendar Square bug. However, it's stated again that there needs to be a request of data to A, check what the Calendar Square bug was, because Gareth Jenkins isn't personally aware of it, but also to check for what failures, if any, were happening at the West Byfleet branch for the case that they are looking into at the moment. Was this simply a case of oversight? Jarnail Singh confirms that there's multiple people involved, including a new mention of a principal lawyer looking over the case. So was it just the case that they all missed it? Let's jump into the inquiry to find out.
Can we look, please, at poll 305-4185? Can we see the email that in fact went out from you to Izzy Hogg? And can you see paragraph 2 of it is in exactly the same terms?
Yes.
You'd been told by this stage that there was a known problem with Horizon, causing transactions to be lost. Why not tell the defence?
I don't know. I don't recall as to where we are at that particular moment in time. I think it's 24th of February, 10. So I don't recall. I can't assist anymore.
Well, we've been shown the email from before that, haven't we? So, I mean, memories are fading, but this is about something which has actually been shown, isn't it?
And that.
Let's move on. FUJ 0012-2808. Mr. Jenkins, on the 8th of February, is emailing you directly, copying in Penny Thomas and David Jones. And he says, attached is a new witness statement saying what I don't know about Falkirk, that's Calendar Square, and also comments on the third report. And can we look, please, at the draft statement, poll 401569. Can you see Mr. Jenkins' draft statement here, attached to that email to you?
Yes.
And he says, if we just scroll down a little bit, I've been asked if issues found at Calendar Square Post Office in Falkirk could have caused the discrepancies in Seema Misra's case. At this stage, I'm not aware of the details of the problems in Calendar Square Post Office in Falkirk. However, I expect to be able to find out the details of that case and also to compare the failing scenarios with the detailed logs that are to be extracted for the Seema Misra case, and should then be able to make it clear if the scenario is relevant. And so the witness from Fujitsu is saying, I don't actually know about the one problem with Fujitsu that has, with Horizon, that has been disclosed to the defence, isn't he? But I'm going to try and find out.
I don't. I think I can't really recall. I cannot really say. It's just too minute details in this moment in time. I don't know what I was thinking at that particular moment. I don't recall most of what you asked me this afternoon, purely because I've been given a lot of information, and I'm not at a time and place and age to be able to digest all that and say to you one way or the other. I mean, so I don't know, I don't recall it, and I don't remember. So that's all I can assist you with. I don't remember any of that as to how we dealt with it or why we dealt with it. It's just I don't recall. And I think at the end of the day, what I've done is I've had a second set of eyes looking at it all the time, or even third set of eyes. You've got the head of criminal law team and you've got the barrister looking at it, purely because it's something we have never experienced before, and it's the first time I think the post office has gone through this sort of process and system. So that is one of the reasons why I'm copying everything to the counsel, who's well experienced and knowledgeable, together with the head of criminal law team, who'd I think been practiced since 1980. So I am.
You sent this to the head of criminal law, did you?
he was part and parcel of working alongside me. I mean, it's not something that I'd done alone.
Have you decided since the break to come back and say, I don't recall, I don't remember?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's something, 10, 12 years ago. I've not been in practice. I've been doing other things. You work hard early on to be able to enjoy life at a certain stage, and I have been. And it's not wanting to assist the inquiry. I think that's never been my intention, and I have been very clear. I think maybe on the first day I was a little bit nervous because I was nervous in the sense that I've been out of practice. But I think slowly, I've been able to slow down, understand what you are asking, and in those circumstances, I'm trying to assist. I do not recall this, and I would not recall it to this much detail at this stage.
So I think Jason Beer is detecting a subtle change in his answers since that break, it'd be fair to say.
Age in my life and in my career, because I'm not a prosecutor anymore, and I have not been for the last 12 years or so. And I can rest assured this has been done with a barrister on one side and the head of criminal law on the other, plus a principal lawyer. And I think
who was the principal lawyer who was also
Juliet McFarland.
She was being copied in on all these emails too, was she?
She had the files on and off.
What do you mean she had the files?
Well, the files was basically shared in that respect.
How were they shared?
Well, the shared. I think there's an email subsequently you will see that she dealt with various aspects of it, because the fact that she was senior, she would take up various matters alongside it. Which I was aggrieved.
We'll maybe get to that email that you do remember a little later.
Yeah, sorry. But you can rest assured it was not a sole... It's a team effort, in effect, because I wasn't comfortable dealing with it alone, because it's, like requesting information, trying to understand it. That's one of the reasons why the barrister, I think you will... he's always been copied in, purely because you had second set advice.
I haven't challenged you on that at all.
Yeah.
I haven't challenged you.
But I don't,
many of these things were run past Warwick Tatford. So what you've just told us, that this was a team effort, by that do you mean decisions not to disclose what Gareth Jenkins had informed you? There was a collective decision not to disclose it?
No, not at all. What I mean is that it's not a collective decision not to disclose it. For some reason or other, I do not recall what we did or what we didn't do. But that is the position. I can't, 12 years on, assist you purely because I don't recall, I don't remember.
So if there was no conscious decision then not to disclose it, then Jarnail Singh's missed it, Warwick Tatford's missed it, Juliet, whoever who mentioned has missed it. They've all missed it and not disclosed, that it's not been disclosed between the original response from Fujitsu and this disclosure to the defence.